One of the questions that comes into the center quite often concerns the use of vaccines that have a distant but very real connection to abortion. Back in the late 1960s, early 1970s, scientists discovered that they could produce cell lines if they began with human tissues. So the question becomes, when cell tissue is taken from an aborted fetus and used to produce a cell line, may Catholics and others use these vaccines to immunize their children and themselves? The Vatican's given considerable thought to this question and has recently stated in its document Dignitas Personae, an instruction on bioethics, an answer, and that is that these vaccines may be used under objection and for the time being until such time as other vaccines become available that do not have these problematic sources. Now, how would one come to a conclusion like this? There are two reasons. The first is the importance of preserving life and health. This is especially important for parents who have to make decisions on behalf of their children, who obviously cannot make these decisions for themselves. But it applies to the general concern for society at large and the effort to prevent the spread of serious epidemics. The second reason is the great distance that exists between the original act of abortion and the end user, who has really no choice in the matter except either to use the product or not use it at all. Obviously, the scientist who stood nearby while the abortion was being performed and who took the cell tissue from the aborted fetus was complicit in that act of abortion. But clearly the parents who have to make a decision on behalf of their children did not will the abortion, had no part in the decision to use these cell lines in the manufacturer, cannot be faulted for their decision to employ them for the immunization of their children. So on the grounds that one makes an appropriate objection, makes the objection known, and for temporary use, yes, these vaccines may be used by Catholics and indeed should be used for the immunization of children.